Yeah. Steve got top goal scorer around here. Ronnie Jackson, Jack Carter, Les Wayne, Trevor Russell. We had a real good team, you know, and they followed me. To be fair, they followed me, and then I'm looking for Jack. And Jackson, their changing room, showing him the cup.
No way.
This is what it's about. We had to drag him out. They were ready to kill him. Yeah, but you know, so obviously that was successful. We did quite well there. And then Anley, for some reason, I think it was the fact that they couldn't have a fence all the way around the pitch to go up. And I ended up going Nantwich.
Nantwich Town?
Yeah, Jack Lindop phoned me up, the chairman, and asked me if I'd go, and you know, because I wanted to go a step higher, you know, it was an opportunity for me. I would have stayed at Anley if Anley had been able to go.
What year was this then when you went Nantwich?
Oh, you're talking years now. I don't
so
know.
we're in North West Counties?
Yeah, North West Counties.
Yeah.
I got Nantwich out of the North West Counties, right? And I was with Nantwich for a couple of seasons. We did really well. I had Dave Coote playing for me on the wing. All the lads has been at Anley come up with me, so we had virtually a full team. You know, I had Chrissy Owens played for me around here. Askey, you know, he played. Bob was my assistant manager. Bob Askey was my assistant manager. So we had a good local connection at Nantwich. So yeah, we did okay.
Did Ronnie Jepson play?
Yeah, well, Ronnie came to there, and Ronnie was class. He was a good centre forward, and I had a phone call off John Rudge one day, and John Rudge said, "Pete, Ronnie Jepson." I said, "Yeah, John." He said, "We're interested in him. What would you accept for him, see?" I said, "Well..."
You don't have to disclose it, you know.
No, well, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But the thing was that, bearing in mind this was quite a lot of money then, it was. He said, "We'll give you £1,000, see," which was lots of money then. And of course I'm saying, I'm not going to stand in the way of Ronnie. You know, Ronnie wanted to move on, he wanted to go higher. So I just said, "Look, John, you know, we'll sort that out, have a word with Bob." We were just going to put him on contract, to be fair. We were just going to put him on contract, and we hadn't, and they gave us £1,000 without him being on contract. So a couple of days later, I got another phone call from John Rudge, and John Rudge said, "Pete, listen, I've had a word with the board of directors, and we'll give you £2,000 for Ronnie." And that was like double the money, and Ronnie ended up obviously going to the Vale. And
so what league were Vale in then? Was it the old fourth or third?
It was the fourth one. Would it be?
What year was that?
Oh, you're talking years, Tez. I can't remember years.
You obviously sat down with Ronnie Jackson and said, "Look, you know, Vale have come in." How did you really react? Because it's a bloody big jump, let's say, from North West Counties to, let's say, Division 4 that was then.
Yeah, I think what you've got to bear in mind is that the jump then was probably bigger because there was only them leagues, wasn't there?
Did he play up front with Andy Booth at Huddersfield?
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you a little story about that in a minute. So he's played at Huddersfield, he's gone to Vale, obviously done well at Vale. I think he played against Stoke and Mississippi. That didn't help him. Next thing he's gone, he's moving off. You know, I think he did go to Huddersfield, you know. And when he was at Huddersfield, I got a phone call off him on a Friday night when they were playing in the playoffs. And he got these loads of shirts that he'd ordered, you know, to try and make a few bob on his own. And they'd come late. They got Jepson on. I think he got Ronnie Jackson on the back, and some Boothie on the front. So he said, "Listen, there's any chance you can offload him for me at the what do you call it, the service station, see?" So I've got a load of these shirts in. I'm starting off at 7 o'clock in the morning, going down to Wembley. I'm calling it every service station. And I'm selling, and I sold them all. And Ronnie actually put me up in the hotel that night, you know, obviously after he'd won the playoffs, if you remember. Yeah. He'd won the playoffs, and Ronnie put me up, and but that was how it was, Ronnie. You know, there were scallies.
I always remember when I was going around the country in an old job I used to have. Used to go back in the Italian coming up. "You want a leather jacket?" Booted his car.
Actually, on the M6 motorway.
So you had one of them?
Yeah, we were. And I sold them. I put them out on the back of me boot. And of course, you know, because we were all heading down Wembley, they'd want to rocket Ronnie Jackson shirt. So yeah, we got rid of all of them.
So I'm jumping ahead here.
Yeah, I am as well.
Regarding with Ronnie, do you reckon he's the best player you've ever managed? Or Yeah, the best player you've ever managed who's gone on to greater things, or is there anybody else you could name?
The best sort of junior league player, if you like, that, you know, you've managed. I mean, obviously, I've managed other players, haven't I, since then, but, you know, Ronnie was class.
He's a big name though, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And a good lad. And a real good lad, you know. Team player, you know, he'd play for the team, he'd say what he thought. You know, he didn't hold back. He was useful on the pitch, wasn't he, in different ways, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Good on the floor. Good hold-up player. Good, you know.
Good target man, I also
Yeah, really good target man.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned, probably centre forward, wasn't he? But
no disrespect, but you imagine we had him today.
It's funny. I went watch him at Huddersfield a couple of times, and he took all the corners. He's 6'3", and he's taking the corners, and they were quality. But it was just something obviously they worked out, and Ronnie could hit a ball.
Yeah.
And he took. Because I said to him, why'd you take all the corners? He said nobody else can.
Bit like Harry Kane in the 2016
Well,
Euro.
maybe so. Yeah, exactly like that. You know. But yeah, he was a class act.
So after Nantwich, where did you go then?
Oh dear. Let me have a look at my notes here.
It wasn't well. I've got some notes here basically that you were in Leek. You were at Leek from 96 to 98. Kidsgrove 2006 to 2012, 2014. That's like 3 times.
Yeah.
Lancaster 26, and then Stalybridge. But I'm not sure. Well, Celtic. Let's say it was Celtic. But I don't know what period that was.
No, I obviously just looking here. I was at All Sage, yeah.
All Sage Town.
Yeah, I was at All Sage Town, and
the Bullets.
Yeah, we had a good side down there. You know,
Yeah.
we did really well. Yeah, and Mark Lawton played for us, and Frank Shomack, excellent player. Frank
just passed away.
He played for me. Les Wayne, Ronnie Jepson. Who else was there? There was a few. We had a good side. They were good, but the players then, they were all sort of stuck together. You know, they'd stick with you. Don't forget, they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
You know,
they had a good team spirit, good camaraderie.
Yeah, you know, they were playing for.
How did you sort of create that atmosphere then? What did you do to create that bond between those players? Because you must have played a part of that.
Yeah, I think probably that's one of my strengths, like man management. You know, I used to look after them, I used to put my arm around them.
Yeah.
I'd give them a bollocking occasionally, you know, if they wanted one. Of course, you'd do that, you know. But to get them playing for you, they got me together, which is similar to what we've perhaps got now here at Leek. But you know, they all played for one another. They all were mates. You know, they got on together, and they were good players. So you know, and they were successful because we won things. It wasn't that we didn't win anything. We won things on the way.
Just cut that. You see if it's still on you. That red light one, yeah. But you see, the thing is, Pete, you've got to get inside their mind, don't you? You've got to find out what makes them tick, what motivates them. Yeah. Do they need a kick in the arse? Do they need the arm round them?
Yeah.
You know, so how do you find that? Do you look for their reaction from their emotions like towards you? Or?
Yeah, I think what it is, you get to know the player, don't you? You get to know what he's about. Does he moan? Does he mumble? Does he get on with things? Is he a leader? You know, what type of player is he? And I think it's like you say, you do get in the minds, don't you? You know, first of all, I think you've got to treat them as best as you can as a manager, you know. But yeah, when they need a rollicking, you have to give them, and then I think they respect you for that, you know. But really, you know, it's just going back to Bake now. You know, Bake's one of them that, you know, everybody thinks perhaps Bake gets in that dressing room and sort of tears it. You know, he doesn't. He talks to him as a manager would talk to the players generally, not individually. You know, he doesn't. If you know, he won't point finger at players. Really, he'll do it as a team. So that if you get in a bollocking, you get in a bollocking. If you get in a praise, you all get in a praise. You know, and that's the way he's worked.
I couldn't believe. I asked Neil if we could come into the dressing room 3 weeks before the Kendal match, right? And when I went in there, I had this thought in my head, right, and I'm thinking, Neil's going to put a bit of a show on here. He's going to know what I'm here. He's got a camera on him, and he ain't going to show the true Neil, you know. But he said he was a bit nervous because I was over the camera.
Fair enough.
But take that to one side, forget that. I thought it was quite calm. You know, I mean, I think we were winning at 2-1, I think we were 2-1 at half time. And he seemed calm and collective, and I'm thinking, if we're losing 2-0, what would he have been like then? I thought he would have done this, but you're saying to me, he's not that kind of a man.
No, he's probably changed a little bit from when he was younger, but what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, he gets the best out of the players, by the way, by dealing with them as a team, because they're all in it together, you know, so they should all take the rap together, you know, but, you know, yeah, it surprised me when I first come here, you know, but obviously, like I say, we go back a long way, don't we?
How did you meet him?
Well, really, I suppose the first time I come across him was when he was Leek Town manager, and I think I was managing Hamley Town, and I got Greg Clowes.
You told me 32 years ago, haven't you?
Yeah, long time ago, and Greg Clowes was playing really well for me, and I think we were playing. Well, we were playing in the League Cup final down at League CSOB, where, you know, Vale Green. Vale Green. We were playing there. And Greg was playing for me, and we played in the final, and Bate was there, and then he spoke to me about Greg Clowes. He said, "Look, I'd be really interested in taking him," and I'm like, "Oh dear, you know, yeah, all right, Neil, like, you know, obviously Leek were a bigger club than us, in a better league, so yeah, and you're not standing a player's way, no. So Greg obviously came to here, and then there was another little incident with John Diskin. You know, I pulled Disco from. I worked with John Diskin's dad at Clare Steel, and he said, you should come have a look at our lad Woody. He's a good player, you know, he's a good lad. And I went watch him, and I went Sandyford, and I always remember watching the game. He was playing for Foley, and he was playing centre forward, right? And I was looking for centre half, and I saw him play, and he played really, really well. Good player, won the ball, strong. And I signed him from there and got him at centre half, and then Bate comes in and nips him foot off me. You know, he come in and I thought, bloody hell, he's just had Greg, now he's got Disco, like, you know.
So when you took Disco, did you say to him, I'm not going to play centre forward, I'm going to put you at the back?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Because I'd heard he plays. I think he was just doing a job for Foley.
So you saw something in him?
Well, he was good. He was strong. He was physical. He won all his headers, you know, and he was big lad, big tall lad, which he wanted centre half. And you know, I thought, yeah, you know, I'll take him. I knew his dad, which helped, and we were in an higher league, which helped, you know, because you know, you're not offering him any money. You know, you're asking him to come and play at a better standard of football, really. And John obviously went on to do good things, didn't he? You know, he played for Leek, and class act, a good player, another good player.
Tell me your time at Celtic then.
You're talking about Celtic and Scotland, or are you talking about Stalybridge?
Stalybridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what happened was, I'm not sure, I think the first time was when, what happened? I got did I get the sack at Kidsgrove? I got the sack at Kidsgrove.
Wow, hold on, let's just park Stalybridge. How did that come about? What did they do?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. We went to I think it was Skelmersdale, or yeah, and
I don't like that place.
Well, I think we went to Skem, and a carload went missing, right?
Right.
So I was talking to the secretary and saying, listen, we're not going enough here. I've got to play Boothie. He was named Booth, a lad named Booth, and he played for Leek. And I said, I'm going to have to play him, he's suspended, they won't know him.
Oh no!
No, listen. So anyway,
you banged it.
So listen. So I anyway, the secretary went along with it really.
Oh, no.
After I'd forced him, because we'd only got 10 men. So anyway, we played him. I think we won the game 6. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, somewhere along the line, somebody, we were amalgamated then with Eastwoods. And I think...
Eastwood only?
Yeah, I think somebody... I'm not sure about this, so I can't say.
But
I think somebody bubbled us,
right.
and told them that the lad that played wasn't such and such thing. Right. Anyway, at that particular time, I didn't really get on with Ernie Langston,
right.
who was on the board of directors. Well, he was like chairman, see. And I didn't get on with it because Ernie was one of these blokes who felt that they shouldn't be paid money,
right,
and they should still be playing in the Bursum and Tunstall League, you know, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the way things moved, people got paid. So they had this opportunity, didn't they, to boost me out, and I think he took full advantage of it. And anyway, you know, he sacked me, and
What did he do? Did he sit you down in an office, or did he ring you up, or?
well, they had a meeting at first and asked for me, obviously, what my view on it was.
Oh, right.
Then they sat down together after, and then
So they sent you away then?
yeah, sent me away, and then brought me back in, and then told me I'd lost my job. So of course, you know, that was the first time I think I ever got sacked.
How did that affect you?
It hurt a little bit, but like I thought to myself, well, yeah, you know, do I really want to be with you in charge?
Oh, right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but that's getting personal, isn't it?
Well,
Surely.
it was. I thought it was personal, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's easy to say that. The results weren't bad. We weren't doing bad. He just saw an opening, and I think at that time it was like, you know, he's always arguing with me. It's an opportunity to move out, like, you know. And anyway, I sort of moved on. And while I'd been at one or two of the other clubs, I'd been kept in touch with Phil Wilson. You know, if I wanted players, because Phil was at Stalybridge, he was at Runcorn, you know, and obviously I borrowed a couple of players off him, and Phil must have seen something in me, you know, in terms of the fact he's always ringing me up, he's always on the case, which I was. I mean, I didn't just ring Phil up, I rang loads of people up, because I just felt that's what you had to do. You had to put yourself about. You had to let people know you were in the area. And
Networking.
yeah, well, it was networking. Yeah. It was actually networking. At the time, you just thought you phoning a few people up, but the actual word now is networking. Yeah. But anyway, Phil gave me a ring and said, "Listen, you know, would you be interested in coming with me at Stalybridge? See, as assistant manager?" And I said, "Phil, I'd love to. I'm not doing anything. I won't play at an higher level. I wanted to move on. So we ended up going. I went to Stalybridge with Phil as assistant manager, and then obviously we had a great season. You know, we ended up winning I think it was the Cheshire Senior Cup. Played Stockport in the final. Stockport County when they were in the league, and they had about £160,000 worth of player on the pitch then. That was a lot of money then.
What was your gates at Stalybridge then?
Probably around about 250, you know, 200, 250, 300. Obviously when we moved, you know, we sort of, it got bigger, you get 300 and 400. But like Stalybridge pitch was on a slope, you know, and we could play on it. We knew how to play on it, and other teams come and they didn't know how, a bit like Kidsgrove to some degree, you know, and obviously we won. We beat Stockport in the final of the Chester Senior Cup at Hyde United, and we won the League Cup, went up to Blythe. What a place that was. Yeah, the final was at Blythe Spartan. We were playing Blythe. And of course, you know what the spectators are like at Blythe. Oh, they were awful. I think we won the game 2-1. And they were shouting, "I hope the bus crashes on the way back down," you know, and they were spitting at us. They were doing, really, really, you know, violent. And of course we won 2-1, so we got that in the bag. And then we ended up winning the league. I think we scored 101 points, and Emily were just behind us with 100 points.
And that's Emily became Wakefield then?
Emily became Wakefield, yeah. They had a good side, Emily, but Wakefield, well, Emily, yeah. But we were nip and tuck all through the season, you know. And I mean, to win the league and then to lose by 1 point, it was incredible, really. So we had a treble, we had celebrations, we had an open top buzz. Went all the way around. I thought I was at open top bus. Took us all around stadium. Yeah, it was brilliant. You know, the mayor, obviously, we had.
Well, there were many people in the streets.
Yeah, there were all flags and everything.
No way.
Not like it is when you watch
I know that.
But people did come out to celebrate, and then we had a banquet at the town hall, you know, and they presented us with a silver platter with crystal glasses on. I've still got it at home, and it was lovely, and just something to remember it by the treble, you know. But yeah, it was a good time.
So would you put that down as your greatest achievement then?
No, I would put down my greatest achievement winning the league with Leek and going into the conference. I would say that was my best achievement, because Phil Wilson went after 10 games. Phil was the manager, and Phil went after 10 games. He went to Northwich, and he was a big friend of Johnny King, and Kingy was at Northwich, and Kingy had obviously, he was his hero. Kingy was his hero. And he'd offered him the job at Northwich and he went. And unfortunately, like, he said, he got an assistant and Johnny King wanted to keep the assistant, so that was how it was. And I stopped at Leek and Phil had gone after 10 games and we ended up winning the league above this now, didn't we? The Premier League.
How did you feel about that?
I was over the moon. I was over the moon. I still quite young in management, I think, you know.
Did you shed a tear emotionally?
Yeah.
Because I would have done.
It was like, how have we done this? But more so for the lads, because I think I worked it out. I think we went about 18 games and won 1-0. Now that takes some doing, doesn't it?
Bit like Arsenal.
Well, yeah. We used to have Filson who'd play up top, and then the last 25 minutes he'd be defending for his life at centre half because he was a centre half. But we'd converted him to centre forward, and then he'd come back and help us out, you know. And we had a great side there. We had, you know, Gary Burress and Stuart Locke, and who else played? Martin Filson, good player. Fils, he was a good player. Neil Ellis, left winger, good player, really good player. You know, Mickey. Oh God.
Was you here when Wayne Biggins came in, didn't he?
Well, that was the year after when we actually, because Wayne Biggins was my partner in my business.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I had a pallet business, and Wayne had finished his career. When he finished his career at Stoke, and obviously we found out about it because I was manager of Leek then, and I went after Wayne, and we were talking to Wayne, and when I brought him here, I said, "What are you doing now?" And I said, "I'm thinking of going in the pallet business." He said, "I'll come and join you. You know, I'll come with you." So obviously Wayne came, signed for the club, was my partner. We got Ray Walker. And Ray Walker from the Vale, which was good because we had Biggins and Vale and Walker in there, you know, and they had one or two battles in the dressing room. But the problem was, you know, Diskin played, Matt Beebe played, good lads, really good lads, you know, and like we did okay, but we were on a low budget. I can always remember Brian Talbot, who used to play for Arsenal. He was in charge of
Russian and Diamonds.
Is that
the Chemical Factory called?
Yeah, that's right. well, he was in charge of Russian, and I got on with him really well. Talbot. Unbelievable. Yeah, Talbot. He said, "Look, if you need any help anytime, anything you need, give me a ring." And really got on with him well. And the other one,
great, that.
Yeah, and the other one was Steve Cottrell. You know Cottrell.
Yeah, he's at Shrewsbury, isn't he now?
Yeah, and he was it. Where was he then? Was he?
He'd been round the block, hadn't he?
Well, he was in the conference then. He was in the conference. I think he was just Cheltenham. That was it. Cheltenham. That was, you got him. He was at Cheltenham. He was another one that I got in touch with. And I can always remember Brian Talbot saying to me, "If you need any players, Pete, get on. I've got a squad of 25. See." And of course, I rang him a couple of times, and he just said, "Pete, I've got three lads here. I wanted a midfield player." He said, "I've got 3 lads here." He said, "But you better sit down." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, they're all on 700 quid a week."
Jesus.
Now, if you consider what we were paying, you know, in the conference and what they were paying, and they were probably one of the richest clubs in the conference at that time. But when you consider their wage bill comparison to Leek's wage bill, I was always on a loser. Well, you know, it was hard work because.
What were the gates down here? Over 1,000?
Oh, we had good gates, 800, 1,000. You know, I think we played Woking here on a Sunday. We played a game against Woking here. I think there was about 1,200 here. You know, and it was really good. But the conference was a different ball game. You know, you playing away in the conference was a massive ordeal.
Did you stay with that?
No, well, that's what the problem was. You know, most clubs.